In the statutory scheme governing progressive appointment, increment becomes due for the services rendered over a year by the government servant subject to his good behaviour. Stop. The pay of a central government servant rises by periodical increments from a minimum to the maximum in the prescribed scale. Stop. The entitlement to receive increment therefore crystallizes when the government servant completes requisite length of service with good conduct and becomes payable on the succeeding day. Stop para. Law is settled that where entitlement to receive a benefit crystallizes, in law its denial would be arbitrary unless it is for a valid reason. Stop. The only reason for denying benefit of increment culled out from the scheme is that the central government servant is not holding the post on the day when the increment becomes payable. Stop. This cannot be a valid ground for denying increment since the day following the date on which increment is earned only serves the purpose of ensuring completion of a year's service with good conduct and no other purpose can be culled out for it. Stop. The concept of day following which the increment is earned has otherwise no purpose to achieve. Stop. In isolation of the purpose, it serves the fixation of day succeeding the date of entitlement, has no intelligible differentia, nor any object is to be achieved by it. Stop. The central government servant retiring on 30th June has already completed a year of service and the increment has been earned provided his conduct was good. Stop. It would thus be wholly arbitrary if the increment earned by the central government employee on the basis of his good conduct for a year is denied only on the ground that he was not in employment on the succeeding day when the increment become payable. Stop. In the case of a government servant retiring on 30th of June, the next day on which increment falls due becomes payable loses significance and must give way to the right of the government servant to receive increment due to satisfactory services of a year so that the scheme is not construed in a manner that it offends the spirit of reasonableness enshrined in Article 14 of the Constitution of India. Stop. The scheme for payment of increment would have to be read as whole and one part of Article 151 of CSR cannot be read in isolation so as to frustrate the other part, particularly when the other part creates a right in the central government servant to receive increment. Stop. This would ensure that a scheme of progressive appointment remains intact and the rights earned by a government servant remains protected and are not denied due to a fortuitous circumstance. Stop. Para. In view of the above deliberations and discussions, I find myself in absolute agreement with the view expressed on the issue by Madras High Court in P. I. M. Perumal Supra, as also the Delhi High Court in the case of Gopal Singh Supra and this court in the case of P. P. Pandey Supra. Stop. The statutory rules cannot be read in a manner such that substantive rights earned by a central government employee under the rules is denied to him. Stop. I therefore hold that a government servant retiring on 30th June would be entitled to benefit of increment falling due on 1st July on account of his good conduct for the requisite length of time that is 1 year, in a regime of progressive appointment. Stop.